Annyeonghaseyo, this is Muhammad Ayaz, and I'm a student of PhD in Business Administration under the supervision of Professor Chang. And today we present the topic, and the topic name is the effect of the incentive system on employees' entrepreneurship and innovation performance, moderating effect of locus of control. In the content, we present the introduction, literature review, research model, results, and conclusion. First, in introduction, innovation in the hospital itself is scarcely a new problem. Knowledge and innovation in the area of health are inextricable element of the universal human history. In particular, after the novel coronavirus infection, the major changes are expected in the hospital environment and the medical service delivery system. After MERS changes in the hospital infection control system at the domestic medical institution began in the earnest, but the recent COVID-19 situation is predicting the transition to a new normal with the rapid changes across the hospital and the medical system. Therefore, in a rapid changing life pattern and environment, organizations need to innovate and constantly create the new customer value in order to survive and create the competitive advantage and achieve sustainable growth. To this end, a creative and innovation entrepreneurship that can use crisis as an opportunity is required. The purpose of this study is to examine the relationship among the incentive system implies entrepreneurship and innovation performance, which is product innovation, process innovation. In addition, the study investigates the moderating effect of locus of control between the incentive system and employees entrepreneurship and product innovation, between employees entrepreneurship and process innovation, and between product and process innovation in a hospital sector in South Korea. Above all else, this study highlights its value and differentiation in that it focused on the incentive system in the hospitals, a non-profit organization, and identified its sub-attributes, and the entrepreneurial orientation of the hospital organization identified the relationship between product innovation and process innovation. In addition, it is also noteworthy that possibility of practical application was maximized by the discriminating all these relationship among to external and internal control tendencies. Theoretical background. In theoretical background, we will present the incentive system. Incentive system are clearly as a form of payment connected with the performance and improvement, sharing as input benefits by organization due to increased production or cost savings. Incentives are a motivating factor for workers to improve their worker performance so that operative performance can grow. Therefore, in this study, the incentive system were defined as a reward paid to members of the organization who achieve the company's goals in relation to the organization performance based on the related prior studies. The incentive system in the hospital sector is composed of the variables such as the money reward, social reward, status reward to identify the effect of the incentive system on the entrepreneurship of employees. Employees entrepreneurship. Employees entrepreneur who are showing their real leadership may definitely be prepared for the new challenges and have the potential to face upcoming new business risk. This obviously has a positive impression on the employees doing work and help them appreciate the full strength of their ideas and visualization. Furthermore, although the entrepreneurs plays a serious role, it is the employees who achieve and translate the policies and vision of the founder in reality for the business success and growth. Based on the review of the literature, the study presents the following hypothesis, which is hypothesis 1, H1. Incentive system has a positive effect on the employee's entrepreneurship. Innovation performance. Innovation performance, the increasing pressure from the competitive business environment is making companies improve their decision making competencies to counter such forces. In order to survive and succeed in this competitive business environment, companies need to adopt innovation as it is the most appreciated solution to such forces. Organizational innovation can make both a procedure and a result or a new structure related to the members of companies. Additionally, the perceive, perceive innovation is the major component of the culture of a company and openness to the new concept. Therefore, this study attempts to verify organizational innovation by dividing it into the product innovation and process innovation based on the previous studies or previous research. Product innovation. Product innovation is the significant alarm for any organization in which order to achieve the attractiveness and efficiencies. Firms understand that they have to get a handle on the current information and innovation to develop the new product and make rewards to increase their competitive edge. Therefore, in this study, in the case of the hospital, product innovation is defined as the degree of competitiveness of the medical devices or the degree to which they are often updated with the latest medical equipment and technologies. Based on the review of literature, this study presents the following hypothesis, which is H2, implies entrepreneurship has a positive effect on the product innovation. Process innovation. Process innovation is one of the famous theory of economic development in which the author explained the introduction of the new product, service, or goods which customer or consumers are not very familiar with the form, the method of those new products. Process innovation are linked to change in the way the hospitals go about their work, that is, the introduction of the new activities such as the outpatient outpatient services, medical and social services for the destitute, and the development of the networks with doctors in the private practice and or the voluntary organizations. Based on the review of the literature, this study present the following hypothesis, which is H3 and H4. H3 employs entrepreneurship has a positive effect on the process innovation. H4, product innovation has a positive effect on the process innovation. Locus of control. Locus of control is a mental and a social wisdom theory that bring up the extension to individual remark control over their lives and atmosphere. On the other side, locus of control is the capacity that has relevant control in addition to the outcomes. Meanwhile, some of the indication provide the links between the academic literature for the well-being and for the control of the internals and externals. The internal control trait means employees' beliefs award are subject to the result of their actions or property caused by themselves, which they can control. Externals control traits belief. Believed reward is controlled by the other external factors such as other people, fat and opportunity individual cannot grasp. Therefore, based on the previous paper, this study present the following hypothesis, which is H5A, H5B, H5C, and H5D, in which the locus of control moderates role between all uh, the incentive system and in employees entrepreneurship, moderate role between the employees entrepreneurship and the product innovation. 5C, the moderate role between the employees entrepreneurship and process innovation. 5D, locus of control is a moderator role between the product innovation and the process innovation. Here is the research design. Operational definitions, in which items we have the incentive system, employees entrepreneurship, product innovation, process innovation, locus of control, and its measures. Results. In the results, first we get the demographic design, in which we have gender, age, departments, and working period. So the characteristics of respondents, in which we have the frequency. In the frequency, the total number n is equal to 246 respondent, in which the high participant or the high respondent are females, which are the 211. The second highest participant, we have the nurse assistant, which is 154. The third highest one is the kids, which the age is less than 5 years, are 110 participants. Reliability analysis. In reliability analysis, uh, we have the Cronbos alpha, and the second, the social, in which higher is maximum is 0.724, is the social reward, and the status, no, sorry, money reward, which is the second maximum, is 0.869. Confirmatory factor analysis. In confirmatory factor analysis, all the CR value is higher than 0.7, uh, and the AVE values, all AVE values is higher than 0.5, and which is fit to the model. The CMIN, DF, GFI, IFI, they all are fit to the model. Second, confirmatory analysis. Uh, the result of the second order CFA, correlation analysis. In correlation analysis, all AVE square root is higher than the correlation for the MR, SCR, STSR, the process innovation, and the product innovation, locus of control. All the AVE square root is higher than the correlation. Path analysis. In path analysis, all the p-value are supported, and the model fit in the chi-square, GFI, the NFI, all are fit to the model, and all the p-value are supported. Multi-group analysis. In a multi-group analysis, we have the 5D, H5D, which is the product innovation and process innovation, in which the results receive the partial support. Locus of control very affect the product and process innovation, which is 4.223. Conclusion. The first hypothesis was adopted. It was found that the incentive system has a positive effect on the employee's entrepreneurship. In a particular, social reward was the most important factor in explaining the incentive system. The result of this study shows that the employees want organization with a well-equipped medical insurance, regular health checkups, and a medical expenses support system because of the improved living standard and an aging population. It also shows that the organizational incentive system, which provides the opportunity to improve the competency through the external education, expenses support, overseas training, and internal education, has become the more important. It also showed that the convenience of the work environment, such as restaurants, employee restroom, and fully equipped facilities in the organization, has a positive impact on employees' entrepreneurship and can achieve good results. Next, the status reward is an important factor in shaping the entrepreneurship of employees. Therefore, it shows that the hospital providing a good promotion system based on the employees' performance and giving all employees a chance to compete fairly has a positive impact on their entrepreneurship. Finally, more rewards did not have a large explanatory power for the incentive system, but it is a factor that influences it. In addition to the financial bonus system, according to the work performance, encouraging employees in the various aspects, such as family allowances, and monthly rent has a better effect on the enhancing the entrepreneurship of employees. Second hypothesis, 2 and 3 were adopted. Employees' entrepreneurship appears to have a positive impact on hospital product innovation and the process innovation. This result shows that the entrepreneurship of the employees has a significant role in shaping organizational innovation performance and shows the same results as the previous studies that it forms an organizational innovation through entrepreneurship. Previous studies has Previous study have usually conducted a lot of research on innovation performance focusing on the entrepreneurship of organization manager. And this study has the distinction from the previous study in that it studied the entrepreneurship of employees by segmenting them into the sector of hospital. Third, hypothesis 4, which is stated the product innovation has a positive effect on the process innovation, was also supported. The results show that in order to achieve service innovation, the product innovation must first be backed up, especially for hospitals. New activities such as service innovation linked to changes in work progress, outpatient service, introduction of the new medical service, and development of development of the network with the private doctors will be possible only when the medical facilities are equipped and creative and innovative ideas exists. Fourth, finally, hypothesis 5A, 5B, 5C, and 5D, which stated that the coefficient of the individual pathways in the model would differ depending on the internal and external control of employees, were all partially adopted. First hypothesis 5B and 5C were rejected. It was found that there was no differences between the internal and external controls on the effect of employees, entrepreneurship on the hospital product innovation and service innovation. Therefore, this shows that once entrepreneurship has been found, the result of the organizational innovation performance resulting from the entrepreneurship cannot be changed easily due to the further external factors. Therefore, in order to maximize the innovation performance of the hospital, the most important thing is the process of forming entrepreneurship so that each employee can work in the position of the organization manager. However, since the incentive system within the organization plays an important role in the entrepreneurship of the employees, providing an environment in which employees can further develop their own capabilities, especially starting with a social welfare incentive in recommended is recommended. Second, hypothesis 5A was supported as a significance level of 10%. In other words, the influence of the incentive system on the employees' entrepreneurship was found to be more influenced by the external control and then internal control. Also, hypothesis 5D was supported at a significance level of the 5%. It was found that the effect of the product innovation on the service innovation differs depending on the internal and external control of employees. In other words, the impact of the product innovation on the process innovation appears to the greater when it is external control rather than internal control. It can be inferred inferred that the case of making decision based on the external control power based on the various information generally has a high capacity for coordinating decision making according to the situation. However, it can be presumed that if the progressive tendency exerts an influence on the process innovation, it put a greater weight on the external control based on the ego rather than the external control based on the external information. Thank you. Gandhi.